Now joined by David Weintraub, head coach of McKinney Boyd swimming and diving program. And coach, a good year for your team. Finished sixth in the districts for the guys and the girls, which, you know, in one aspect seems like, oh, well, you finished at the bottom of the district, that's not so good. But then when you look at your regional finishes, finishing 8th on the guys' side and 14th on the girls, you realize you're just in one of those stacked districts, and they had a pretty fantastic showing at regionals.
Oh, had a great finish at regionals, great showing at regionals. I was very proud with how the kids and the team performed, and pretty much as far as the district meet went, we were expected to finish, you know, down towards the bottom, given that we are in with the Allen and the Plano schools, and the kids just rose to the occasion for regionals and turned in really excellent performances for us.
When we were talking earlier, you said the surprise of the year was that you had some school records go down. 4 in total were broken at Boyd, and it's always tough to get those school records. You know, you walk through a high school hallway, and sometimes you see ones that have stood for 20, 30 years. Sometimes you see the ones that are broken consistently, but how impressed are you that you had 4 records go down this year?
Oh, it was awesome. It's certainly, you know, the one record I think we were focused on more than anything else was the 200 medley relay record. Last year, we missed it by just a couple tenths of a second, and that was really disappointing, you know, for the boys who were on that relay. Some of those boys who were on that relay last year are on the relay again this year, and for them to come back and finally break it was momentous for us, and really set a good tone for really the rest of the regional meet. In addition to that, 3 of those boys who were on that medley relay also broke the individual records. Zach Barber broke his own record in the 200 IM. Chase Gerard, who's a senior, also broke his own record in the 100 breaststroke. And then Malcolm Pretorius, who just had a tremendous district meet. The district meet, he didn't qualify for regionals in the 200 IM, but had like a 14-second time drop at districts. Broke the record as well in the backstroke at districts, and then came around and dropped even more time at regionals. And that record, the 100 backstroke record, had stood for a good about 4 or 5 years. So it was nice to finally see that get broken and get that 13-14 up there.
When you have those records, and of course for every swimmer that's swimming in the event, that's one of their goals, is to break the school record. How much is it on their mind while they're in the water? Do they tell you if it's on their mind going into the final 25 yards or anything like that?
You know, they come and talk to me before their races, and I always tell them that, you know, if you break the record, then that's the icing on the cake, and that's not what you need to be thinking about. What you need to be thinking about is being a competitor and racing the kids next to you. And you know, if the kid's got the potential and is within striking distance of the record, and they focus on competing and beating kids, then the record's going to fall as a result of that.
When they're swimming in the water and you have the competitors on either side of the lanes, now I know for most swimmers like myself, it's hard to kind of try to keep track of other guys in the water. How easy and how they develop the ability to be able to take those breaths and be able to see where they're at in relation to the competition while they're swimming?
It's really important, you know, especially in the case when you get to the championship part of your season, to certainly be aware of where your competition's at. And you know, by the same token, you don't want to be looking. You know, every time you turn your head, that's adding a little bit more time to your race. But we do teach the kids to certainly be cognizant of the kids that they're competing against, and they're on each side of their lane. But you know, the main focus is to get to that wall. You know, get to that wall as fast as you can and get home.
Now, with the records that were broken and a couple guys that rebroke their own records this year, what were some of the other accomplishments that you liked from guys on the team that necessarily weren't breaking those records?
You know, we had some kids that placed very, very well at the district meet and qualified for regionals. You know, on the boys' side, Homero Cantu, who's a senior, who's been with us. He sophomore year came to us from Mexico, transfer student. You know, he qualified and had a very strong 500 freestyle. Was a member of the 400 free relay, which was a regional qualifying relay as well. We had a sophomore this year who came up for the first time, Jake Robson, who, interestingly enough, that his entire family swam with McKinney ISD. His oldest sister swam at North, and then I coached his older brother and his other older sister. And he came out this year, qualified for regionals in the 500. And dropped a lot of time in the process, and really just brought a great attitude and great work ethic to the team. On the girls' side, we had on the girls was a little more challenging for us, but all three of our relays qualified at the district meet for regionals, and then performed really well at regionals and continued to drop time above and beyond that. And so two of our senior girls, our captains, Jessica Kiley and Peyton Mayfield, were on all three of those relays and really stepped up and provided outstanding leadership for the rest of the girls' team at the district and regional meets.
And going back to what you said kind of at the beginning of this interview, those relays really set the tone for the rest of those meets because they swim a lot of the relays first off in the order. And how important is it to swim strong in your first event to set up basically the momentum for the rest of the meet?
I think it's incredibly important because everybody on the team who's not swimming that relay is watching that race. It's the first race, and everybody kind of wants to see how things are going to go. So for the boys and the girls medley relays to step up, drop time, boys breaking records, in prelims was huge, and really got everybody excited to up their performance and be competitors.
And I know for all the swimmers, even the ones that were on the sidelines for most of the swim meets, that just the experience of being able to travel around, and especially going to regional meets, which not all schools get a chance to do so, it was really special and a fun experience for all.
Oh yeah, it's great. It certainly gives them something to look forward to, and again, just the leadership that was demonstrated by our team captains and as well as our seniors this year was tremendous, and I think set the bar high and gave the kids something to shoot forward to for next year. And right now we're kind of in that gray zone because of the UIL realignment. Even though football, districts have been published, swimming districts and regions have not been published yet. And right now, if our swimming district follows the football district, you take the Allens and the Planos and add in the 4 Louisville high schools, and if that is our swimming district, then it's going to be considerably more challenging next year than this year. So I think it was great for the kids to swim as well as they did at regionals, to demonstrate to themselves and to everybody else that we can be competitive, regardless of what district and region that we're in.
Well, Coach Weintraub, congratulations on another great year. Hopefully you avoid some of those challenging teams in the district next year.
Hey, bring it on.
Bring it on. It'll be in April where they'll find out where the new alignments are for the swimming districts. McKinney Boyd, regardless, are going to be swimming their hearts out.